By the way, Terror of the Sea is going to do so much work here. We have to make sure we have enough damage, and we do, because this will do 3. We'll have 8 armor left. That kills She Who Knows. And we're going to push for a win on even here. Today we're going to be playing some Pirates with the new Onslaught. This was the second most popular deck on the poll I did, so we'll be playing this. And Pirates is an interesting deck for mainly 2 reasons. It is, a lot of time it's a point slam deck, because your control really comes down to only a couple cards. You don't play a lot of control tools, but it basically comes down to Crach, which we'll talk about him first because it's basically the core of the deck. You armor your pirates and ships in your hand, and his order is deal 1 damage. That's fine, it's cooldown 2. Whenever you play a pirate or ship next to him, damage it and the lowest power enemy units by their power. He's the core of all the deck. He's really the only card your control comes from with that ability. Other than that, like, you have a Squirtle, but that's pretty much it. Squirtle, Terror of the Seas will give you control. But mostly your point slam deck. This is really good against heavy control stuff like the no unit Scoia tael. Things like that, so you can not be... If you don't need a lot of engines, their cards aren't great, so against heavy control, this is pretty good. Now, let's take a look at the whole deck here. Go through this pretty quickly because there's not too much to be innovative with here. We have Fuchsia to replay Crach. You play Crach round 1 or 2, then you replay him with Fuchsia, and he carries you around. He usually gets heat waved if you play him, unfortunately, but if not, you can revive him. If he does die, you can revive something else. We have our King Bran. King Bran here is just a finisher. Normally you don't want the deploy boosts, but with the effect of Crach doing his pseudo dual effect whenever you kill something, you end up with it quite a bit, the extra damage. Higher Terror for tael removal, good. Trigvy's a pirate, which helps as well, and you can put Rupture out on something. It's a sort of will kill it, but probably not. It just does a bunch of damage, good value. Covenant of Steel is our defender. It protects your Crach. You can play this round 1 so it doesn't get heat waved. Your Crach doesn't get heat waved. That's pretty worth it. You can also play it round 2 trying to defend the Crach. If they're playing like a Devotion deck or something, you don't need it. Either one's fine. Then for more point slam round 1, we're playing the full discard package. So Coral, Burna, Morkvarg, both skirmishers, just 1 Scald because we have enough discards. Otherwise, if you ever don't have enough discards, you can go for Fuchsia on a Coral or something. It's not bad. Now for the pirates and ship stuff, we have the Holgar Black Hands, and then we have Squirtle for removal just because we're playing Veteran. He's worth so much. Then Terror of the Seas is really good. You boost it up in your hand. You can basically kill anything by round 3 with this. 2 on crate long ships helps you get the damage out. Also 2 Demon Light long ships also helps you get the damage out. I went for an on crate raiders because it's a pirate. This could be the other pirate, particularly the 5 version pirates here. This could be a Demon Smuggler. I just don't like the Smuggler that much. Even if you play him next to a ship, he plays for a total of 6 that does 2 damage. Whereas I can just play on crate raiders at round 2 for 6 that does 2 damage. The damage is only to 1 target, but I like the raiders better. It gets taller and harder to remove with stuff like the by round 3, and I just like it better. You could certainly play the other one if you wanted. 2 light long ships, 2 invaders just because they're pirates, and they get up to 8 round 3, which is pretty good. And anything that's a pirate is pretty valuable because you can use it to do Crach's ability or a ship. The 2 skirmishers for discard fodder, Scald. We mentioned D1 warship and 2 corsairs. Warship here, I've never actually got to do anything. I've played like 20 games with this pirate deck. This has never done anything. My issue with it is that it gains armor. Well, you want it to die, right? And ideally you want it to die and summon back your invader. It only dies really if you use Crach's ability on it. But then throughout the game it gains armor and then makes it harder to do. So I don't know. It seems like it'd be good. I just never get it to work. It's still in here, though. And the 2 Corsairs. I like the Corsairs because they give you value from your armor you otherwise wouldn't get. So it's actually quite nice to have this. You could remove 1 and go for a different pirate if you want. Or, so if we look at the pirates here, you could either go for... These are both fine. I just don't like them really. You could go for a second boat. Or if you want more control, you could throw in a Gutting Slash here. That wouldn't be bad. As far as the cards we're not including, I want to mention here, the big one's Raiding Fleet. So we have enough fitting, I think, with the discard package. We don't need Raiding Fleet. I like Raiding Fleet better when you have Vabiorn to tutor it out. Otherwise, you really want it and don't always see it. But yeah, that's the deck, and it should be pretty good. Like I said, it has really good point slam, and then if they don't answer your Crach, you can carry it around with your pirates and deal a lot of engine stuff. So against greedy engine decks that don't run Heatwave or big control, Crach carries you. Against things that do run a lot of control, just the armor in your hand on your units and the amount of point slam you have kind of carries you. And that's the idea of the deck, and hopefully it works out pretty well today. For our first game, looks like we'll be facing Jackpot. This should be interesting. This was another deck I wanted to make. So, just a standard Jackpot deck with the King of Beggars. King of Beggars incredibly strong, by the way. Very, very powerful. And his interaction with townsfolk gives you so many points, but I haven't seen people really going for that. As I should mention, if you don't know, King of Beggars technically returns your coins one at a time when you pay a tribute. So say you play Savala and pay tribute 9 while you have townsfolks out. Instead of getting 1 coin for gaining coins, you gain 1 coin back at a time, so you go from 0 coins to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not just 0 to 9. So townsfolk will actually boost themselves 9 times. That is the interaction there. That's in case you didn't know that. In case you didn't know that one, King of Beggars will trigger townsfolk 1 for every tribute he returns, each coin of the tribute. So that's like a big finisher. People don't really go for the townsfolk thing because it's a 6 provision engine that's pretty easily answered most of the time. But I won't expect to see that in this deck, is what we're going to talk about. I think we'll just see the King of Beggars with Savala finisher, which you want to force out early because that's a really strong round 3 that we don't really have a match for. We could put Rupture on Savala's Frightener, but it's probably going to be his last play and it won't go off. And plus it has 6 armor. So we'll just start off with this nice ship here. The reason I like the ship here is even with the... Normally how they punish tactical advantage, these Jackpot decks, is they'll hit it with Junior. But we have the 1 armor, so Junior doesn't actually kill this. Which is nice. Because they'll go to 4 after the 6 damage. He's just going to try and gain some coins. So what do we have to worry about against the Jackpot deck? Like I said, mainly the finisher. Our game plan here, though, is just going to be play our Crach pretty early. Normally, I would have played Defender here. Reason we didn't do that is because he's probably playing Devotion, so I don't need it. I'd rather save it for when he plays Witchfinder or something to stop him from killing the unit with Bounty. So I think there'll be better use of our Defender. Basically like right now. We'll damage this. And we could go for the Warship. We give the ship armor to protect it from his duel. Let's go Coral. If he's... I'm not concerned quite yet about him killing Crach, just because he doesn't really have the coins for it. He could do it with the deploy on a Witch Hunter Executioner, but then he's used all his coins up and we're still up by 20 points. 20, or he's gonna have 4, it'll be up by 17 points. So I'm not really concerned yet about him killing it. Because if he does, it won't really help him that much. We could go for this ship. Let's just play this one. And then we'll remove the lower one. Let's just play this one. We'll block the armor. If we keep going, we'll take damage on this warship. There's not really a bronze pirate to summon back, but he's not going to kill it, so it doesn't matter. It's not going to die here. We just use it for that bit of damage from Crach. We could have held off on it, but I really want the other on-crate longship for round 2. All this armor gain is really nice, though. We couldn't just kill this. Now we damage it down, so we make sure we hit it. We could have damaged down the Peaches instead, but we can kill it next turn as well. You probably should have hit the Peaches with a Crach to make sure it dies, but at this point I didn't care because we're up by 30 points. So it just didn't matter. Technically we should have done that, but I knew he was going to pass. As I'm sure you could know he was going to pass from this board state as well. Okay, so here we go. We have Fuchsia to revive our Crach. That's nice. We have the warship. I was going to say we go for a 2-0 here, but we drew this skirmisher. It makes it harder. They don't want to... We're probably going to have to... we're still going to go for it here. This will either make him Graydon to get around this armor, or he'll have to spend a whole bunch of coins into it once he bounties it. So we'll see how he reacts to this. It should tell us quite a bit. The skirmisher is the only thing in our hand stopping us from 2-0ing him here, I think. Since he can't interact with our Crach, he's playing probably a devotion deck, he's gonna have a lot of trouble. We have some really good cards in our hand right now. He's probably deciding how to deal with this defender on his own. He might be playing Kurt. That'd purify be the simplest way. Nice, absorb 4 armor. So he's just going to try and bounty it down. Since we know he has to use bounties to kill it then, we'll just go for Crach. And boost these guys. Should be pretty interesting. Because we have the Morkfar card of Terror for his fee card. Okay. This could work. He's going to have to use Jackpot, though. He can kill our Crach, though, which would be quite annoying. But he's used up his his Jackpot now. So he'll probably kill Crach. What? Come on, man. You should have killed Crach. We have to make sure we actually kill the... Yeah. There we go. We have to make sure that we didn't damage the Freak Show first, because then it would be... Well, it wouldn't... If we damaged the other guy first, it would be lower, and we wouldn't kill the Freak Show with Crach's ability, but now Freak Show's gone. He should have killed Crach there. It feels like a big commitment for him to do it, because he runs out of all his coins. And he's going to have... Yeah, he's going to run out of all of his coins, and it's going to be hard for him. Maybe he doesn't have enough coins for Svala's tribute otherwise. That's the only way this makes sense. So I'm guessing he has Svala in his hand. That is Veil, dude. Let's just thank him for that real quick.
Thank you.
I mean, that wasn't the only choice. There's a Scald in there and there's a second Skirmisher. So he chose to do that. 6 damage from Crach there. We use up all the armor on Black Hand, but certainly worth it. And we're up by 28 again. So, I'm not sure why he gave us... I guess he must have forgotten it had Veil. Maybe he thought the Veil was a deploy or something. I don't know. Doesn't make sense either way. There's Junior now. You should have killed Crach earlier. You had the chance. Yeah, you definitely pay the tribute. Even though it's not efficient, you have to get rid of Crach. He's going to keep destroying all your stuff otherwise. So that's a good card to get rid of. We still need to get rid of these Svala and King of Beggars, though. We'll just kill this so he doesn't have a coin spender for bounties. These leader charges, by the way, I just use them whenever I want to remove something problematic. Okay, so this will maybe hit our Veil card. Yeah, 50-50 shot hits Veil. He can't do this in one card without using his Svala tribute. His Svala finisher, so that's what we want. We want him to do it. So this will make him use it to get to round 3 uneven, and then we'll be good. We've used our Fuchsia and stuff. We still have some big cards left, and we have the whole discard package, except for Coral for Point Slam. See, there's the Svala, and then there's to come out King of Beggars, and then he got all his coins. So we got rid of that. It's a really big swing, right? It's 18, plus King of Beggars plays for 13, because it pays for the coins on itself. So 31 points just for playing Svala, if you've got the coins. Huge point swing. Okay, there's a discarder. That's nice. We're gonna need some more damage to make this Heart of Terror, or not Heart of Terror, Terror of the Seas better. Hand's not looking super hot. But honestly, he's used up basically every gold card in his deck at this point. Like, he doesn't really have anything left, which is good. I'm trying to think. Professor's gone, Junior's gone, Witchfinder's gone. His big spender from the, what's his face? Freak Show's gone. Swallow's gone. I don't really think he has anything big left. Scoundrel's gone too. I mean, what's he gonna have? We can just, we can't actually kill that. So, let's see. And we also have the Heart of Terror Last Say to kill any coin spenders. Because all of his spenders, unless he's playing Witch Hunter Executioners, but normally they just play Sea Jackals because they don't really want to go full bounty. We'll discard this. And this Scald will keep because it could get us another card. That's good.
Not get in the way of me axe.
Light Longship, not a fantastic card here because it's not going to have armor. So I'd rather replace that with something else if possible. It does give us armor on our Terror of the Seas and such. Okay, so there's a bounty. That'll help him out quite a bit. The Terror of the Seas does give us armor in our hand, but it's the card I want armor on. I guess we'll keep it then. It's better than this. Was he have Witch Hunter Executioner? Okay, so we kill this now. This is our big threat, because if we can remove this as a spender, his only spender is going to be a Sea Jackal. If his spender boosts, we can kill it with our Heart of Terror pretty easily. Remove this. And we go for our Longship here. We did the leader first, so the Longship has an armor. Very self-explanatory, but you always want to think about that. What gets armor here? Now, our finishers are pretty solid. Our Terror of the Seas isn't great, but 3 damage combined with our Longship actually gets us enough to remove the bronze engine in the back, the tax collector, which is pretty nice. We don't want him getting points for free. So we will do that. We actually have 4 damage on this now. Not the perfect game here. We wasted a point there. We wasted, what was it, point round 1? So again, it's not going to matter here. He doesn't have any big cards left. He does have coins, but we have Heart of Terror, so that's not really going to be a problem. Like, look at his discard pile here. There's so many provisions in here. And here's Shaky Beggars, by the way. He's a 10. Okay. There's Sigi. That's his last big card. Last big card. So we will damage here. The best thing for us to play here is probably King Bran. They'll probably get like +4 or 5. Yep, +5. Pretty decent finisher. Well, you don't really want to use him for that. The thing is, his last card here is just going to be some kind of... Whatever he plays, it doesn't matter. His Heart of Terror is going to be so big on this Sea Jackal to remove his damage spender. This is why this doesn't really matter. Wasn't really concerned about anything. So we go here. And this will be a GG on the first game here. Could have saved 2 points in that game by being a little bit smarter. But at least you guys see how the deck works and see its ideas. The first game of the day will be a little better now. Alright, first game of the day over. Wasted 2 points. It's going to bother me, even though it didn't matter. And, well, one of the points were up by 30 when it happened, so it was kind of irrelevant. So we will do better here. Although that wasn't really that bad. Didn't matter too much. Let's see here. We have Heart of Terror. We have a really good hand again, honestly, here. I think we'll do... I've been making these videos a little bit shorter just because I looked at all the analytics, and it turns out people don't actually watch anything other than the first 2 games. But I think we'll play a third one here to try and maybe get a game where we don't have a great hand like this. Because this hand's really strong. We'll go with this here. Now, the thing is here, hopefully this is the no-unit Madoc Milva deck. I don't say that because I like playing the deck, I say that because I want to show how, against it, we just gain so much armor and stuff in our hand. We just have a point slam deck. Okay, maybe it's not, perhaps it's engines. We just gain so much armor and have protection on all our stuff that our points, and we have point slam, so they're really heavy control. Our deck does super well versus that. Now, if he is making a bomb, this is a perfect making a bomb target for him. But we'll just armor these up. Not sure about armoring up the Demon Longship, but we have to, I think, armor it because I'm still... Okay, there's the Heat Wave. That's the smart thing to do, by the way. If you see Crach, just Heat Wave Crach. Everything else in the deck's not as strong as him. And we'll put something in each row here. That way, if he plays making a bomb, it's not immediate removal. Just in case. Okay, there's the Saskia Commander. Gain some armor. We could kill that right now. It depends if we think it's a problem or not, because we could play Skjordal. It's a fairly hard commitment here, but I'm going to. The reason why is if he's playing some kind of no-unit deck, and his last say is going to be Gourd, because the only point slam he has, then we want Heart of Terror last say. That's the only reason here. And we could go for our burn up. I think we'll Onslaught kill this. Like I said, I really want this last say. We could also just play this. We can kill this next turn. We have 2 more damage on these longships. So I think we'll just do that. 1 turn of boosting isn't too bad. It might get 2 boosts because you're going to pull something out with the Saskia Commander. But that's fine. And we're just going to push for an uneven win here, I think. Or not uneven. He's going to push for an uneven win. Okay, Bountiful Harvests? Yeah, this is going to be a little annoying. It'll be a really big point slam turn for him. But he could hit armor and we'll remove the Sentinel next turn. And we do still have access to our Burn Up Brand play. I really didn't want to play here yet. I wanted to play Coral because that's really what you ideally want. But it's better to thin our deck. And we don't want to be too greedy. We do have the 1 discard fodder in our hand. So we remove Gold on a Sentinel. The other doesn't have a movement card, so I'll kill these. The reason we're killing these is that I don't want him transforming stuff that's pretty damaged. And he has no movement cards, right? So if he had movement cards, we'd deal with that. Get rid of this Corsair. The reason we're keeping this ship here is just because it has armor on it. I want stuff with armor in case he's playing high damage. We haven't seen any bombs yet, so perhaps he's not. And we'll kill that Sentinel this turn. To transform there. Each transform is worth a point guaranteed, but we didn't know he was going to get a point from this Sentinel, so it was smarter to remove the other guy, at least that time. And there's that. It's gone now. We could play the ship, I guess. Or we can go for Trigby. I want to go Trigby. I want to secure this. We can damage this here, and next turn we can kill it off with our longship, the one with armor on it. And then maybe play the light longship, not the light longship, the Moor ship, if he keeps going, but I don't think he's going to keep going much further. We got some good targets for Milva. Should be annoying. Okay, Forest Protector. He's pushing us pretty hard here. I'm not... Oh, well, really? Oh, so he's just going to go for no unit round 3. That's what's going on here. No unit round 3. Okay, we could go... I'm kind of disappointed that this Farseer, by the way, got him so many points, because Farseer is a terrible card. But it just worked out for him in this case. That being said, the fact that a boost gives us a Heart of Terror target, which I don't mind too much, so we'll go for that. If he's playing stuff like Forest Protector, it means he doesn't have anything he wants to play left in his hand. We do have both Onslaught charges as well. I don't think he's playing a Gourd at this point. If he's playing Gourd, he would have played more specials already. So Heart of Terror is not going to have a target outside of this Farseer, I think, for his whole deck. Well, other than this, which got boosted. Both would have taken the same damage, though. Oh, he's up to 6. We'll damage this, and we'll kill that off. We don't want that getting any value. And then it gives us just enough points to play this warship. We also have 10 armor, which we won't get to use, unfortunately. Oh, it was in his hand. I thought he just wasn't playing it. He was playing an engine deck. Ooh, that pass there. I'm suspicious of that pass. I really think he should have done something other than passing. Wondermancy. Yeah, I was confused here. I was thinking that he played a movement earlier on our ship, but didn't come out. No Milva Sharpshooter came out. So I was wondering if it was just like straight no unit without Milva. That didn't make any sense though, I guess. He just had her in his hand. If she was in his deck, he gets what, 2 more points that round? That's not that big a deal. Here's our card. But that doesn't mean he got everything he wanted, right? He thinned his whole deck out. And now he gets his no unit round 3, which is his goal. That being said, his goal is worse than my goal, which is to play Pirates. Because he's not going to be able to do anything once they have armor. That being said, these Pirates aren't going to have a lot of armor. But this, what's it called? Defender here is going to have a ton of armor and it's going to defend us. The problem is if he's playing bombs, although he's not playing bombs at this point. If he's playing bombs, he plays them earlier, round 1. So our We don't have a discard card, so this is a risky keep. We have one here, two. We have 2 discard cards we could draw into. We could also draw a second skirmisher, so we're not going to keep this skirmisher. King Brand's pretty good. This hand's solid. We'll go replace this though. The reason we don't like that card, the on-crate longship here, is just because he has no units he's going to play this round, I don't think. He's just going to remove everything we have. Okay, he would have taken 1 damage there. Fair. We're going to block a bunch of stuff here. We could kill this. What are we going to play with our Fuchsia? We could go Trig V, but that's not super awesome. We might get more value just from the rain. We could also go for a discard, or draw a discard. We want to see if we get something into both, 2 things in the same row so we can rain it better. This is a pretty decent setup. They'll let us potentially kill something. Alright, so we can remove one of these Cat Witchers. Potentially both. Question is, do we want to go for a Fuchsia or not? So we'll kill this one. And we'll go for our Fuchsia. And we will take out Burna. I want to see if we can draw better. Okay, Skirmisher and Scald. That's not great. We could keep Scald, or we could try and draw. I want Black Hand. Be a good card here. That's a little risky. Scald might play for 4, but it's not going to matter, I think. We have too much point slam here. Then we'll remove this Cat Witcher with this Rain. We could have also gone for Leader Charge and then the Order on our guy and gotten our Terror of the Seas to 4 armor, and that would have also killed one. We could have killed both that way. But this way, I wanted to see what we're going to draw first. I don't want to end up with like 2 cards in our hand having to discard them. Plus, I kind of want to preserve the Order on the on-crate raiders because it's a little more dangerous engine. So yeah, we block all that damage. He's going to have to use him. He can't use his movement because if he moves our unit, it goes to a row with Defender in it now. Yeah, so we just kill Milva. And that's the end of that. We don't have to worry about her anymore. Play our Scald. That's kind of what I figured we were going to draw. And the Rain gets us a damage. Heart of Terror can remove this guy now, and I'm pretty sure we're fine, right? We're by 27. He only has damage cards, no Milva Sharpshooter left. Yep, that's fine. We knew he was going to play no units this round. I guess he technically played 1. This other one came from a location, so I don't really count that as playing a unit. But these no unit decks, they really struggle versus point slam if you can slam enough points down. And the armor on all our cards is really helpful. And don't forget, our defender tanked 7 or 8 damage on armor this game too. King Brand, there's no way he wins this. If you hate these no unit decks, point slam stuff, Pirate's really good way to deal with it. And basically, you don't have to worry about anything because they don't get enough value from the damage cards to get you. That's a GG. 33-0 in that last round. Game 3 here. We'll do one more. I want to play a game without a perfect hand. I mean, this hand's still pretty good. But we'll do it. You wouldn't expect to see hands like this all the time. But it's not too uncommon. You have the discard package so you can draw into good stuff. This is a much more bronze heavy hand. This is more expected. Not like game 1 where you drew like Fuchsia and everything right away. This hand's pretty good. Really looking for Crach round 1. Crach's a really good round 1 card. Again, here though, I think this is either Relicts. There's a couple of Relic decks running around right now with Forces of Nature. Oh, is he going to be greedy? Like Ultimate Greed Thrive? Light Longship just kills one. There's no reason we wouldn't do that. Just thinking about what else we have. Yeah, this just kills one. If he's playing super greedy like this, it has to be Koshchey. Nothing else makes sense. Like I said, there's couple different decks. Most of them play Fruits of Yizgit. So, Koshchey is an old school deck, but I think that's what this is. We'll just damage this so we can get an armor on something. Make it a little harder for him to kill this ship. He's gonna need Parasite now. Although, to be fair, they don't have a 5 damage card anyway. But sometimes they run Elzer's Thunder. Because you don't have to play Devotion with Koshchey. Because you might play like Ehorax or Ownermancy, such things to guarantee it combo. Because you don't really need on-el Conquerors, and that's really the only devotion card you might want in the deck. Yeah, look at all this greed here, by the way. So many engines. Time for Crach. I don't think he can kill Crach. The thing is, he probably, well, I won't say probably, he might actually have Heat Wave, unlike most Monsters decks. This is a Monsters deck that might actually run Heat Wave. Oh, it doesn't. Perfect. And another engine. He's being really greedy here. But unfortunately for him, Crach kind of deals with the greed pretty well. So we have a couple armor on our pirates. We'll kill the Drowner with them. We'll keep damaging this so the rounding is bad for him, and we'll kill it with this. I don't want that getting going. The other reason we're doing this is because there's a lot of decks right now that rely on Incubus, and either the Self-Eater or the Gan-Can will damage off and kill that. And the reason why is the idea is you don't split the Self-Eater, or you teleport on the Gan-Can. Oh, it's going to lose Fuchsia. That's really bad. That's really bad. Painful, but and he gets his Chief Nose out. We're just going to damage this. We probably will have difficulty killing it, but Crach will do a bunch of damage to stuff, so we'll probably win the round. Still, this issue is we're going to have a Chief Nose carrying over. As long as we can try and deny the dominance, we'll be fine. If we deny the dominance, or not the dominance, the Sabbath. Look, I was saying, there's several decks running around with Incubus. And the idea is that you either teleport your Gan-Can up to like 17 or something, or you boost your Self-Eater a whole bunch of times. Then use your Gan-Can, or your Incubus, and bring back the Gan-Can / Self-Eater for like 12 to 17 points, depending. And then you do it again later on. So you get really big point swings out of the bronzes. Kind of like reviving Melusian in a way. But we'll try and do this here. We'll have the Bloodthirst here. So he's got 23. He doesn't have Sabbath yet. We'll hold off on this. Why not? We'll damage this. He doesn't have the Sabbath, so the Nose doesn't carry over, and that's kind of what we're trying to deny. Ratcatcher S here. Now he does. This is a... By the way, Terror of the Sea is going to do so much work here. We have to make sure we have enough damage, and we do, because this will do 3. And we'll have 8 armor left. That kills She Who Knows. And we're going to push for a win on even here. So based on this, it's not those Self-Eater or Incubus type decks I was talking about. But in case it is, you actually kind of want to kill Self-Eater even more than normal nowadays, because they don't really split it. I really didn't want to play this Berna, because we could have played her, but we only had the one discard card, and we played our bronzes early for value with Crach because they're pirates. That's something you have to balance. Like we could have not played our Skirmisher and used as a discard fodder, and then Berna was a safer play. But it looks like we have a win on even here. If they don't answer Crach kind of carries around super hard. Now, like I said, it's not one of those Self-Eater Gan-Can decks, which makes me think my original thoughts right, that it's Koshchey. And if it's Koshchey, we absolutely can't let him have his round 3. If we can't beat that, we're a point slam deck. And we lost Fuchsia, right? So we can't actually revive Crach. Crach's our long round card. We won't have him. So our only option here is to go for like King Bran and like Trigby maybe, round 3, like a short round 3. We just have to burn all of his engines. So we'll go here. If he has any damage cards, they'll be wasted here. There's a Self-Eater. Coral's a good choice here. We can leader this down too, just in case he's still playing the Incubus stuff. There's no way to activate this longship anymore without Crach, so we'll just kill this off. There's no way we're going to kill off a Caranther Koshchey, by the way. It's too RNG. We have to hit the Coral, ping on it, and then that's it. But it's going to be a rough round 3, because I don't know if we can actually force out... We can force out Koshchey. Okay, he actually got the Caranther out of his deck. The other reason you push round 2 versus these, they don't always have the combo. But he has Koshchey in his hand. The thing is, I'm not sure we can force out Force of... Well, I guess that's weird sense. I'm not sure we can make him play Force of Nature. We'll play these because they're actual like value cards, these engines here. The Corsairs. But I'm not sure we can actually make him play the Leader Charge. Which is going to be a problem, because he has that round 3, it's like 9 points. And that's so much. Losing Fuchsia is a really big problem here, as I'm sure you can guess. We just have to make sure that he plays his other... No, you're not getting away without playing your other Koshchey. You lost a Thrive from doing that, by the way. Like, you lost 2 Thrive points and 2 points on a new Larva by not playing your other Koshchey yet. And you give me a better target for this Rupture. So we can actually force it out, because Koshchey doesn't thrive the other Koshchey anymore. That was a mistake by him. He got too greedy. Too greedy, and we punished him hard. Imagine having that leader charge round 3. Big difference. Okay, so he has nothing left. His Koshchey's gone. He doesn't have anything set up for Incubus except maybe a Gankan. And that being said, though, we have... Okay, Black Hand's a good card. Skirmisher is not a good card. We redraw this. Okay, perfect. We have King Bran and Morgfrog we didn't draw, by the way, which is really annoying. But Morgfrog I don't think is a good target here, because he's probably not playing a Osrel or something. So that's not great. But not having Fuchsia really hurts the deck, because you don't get the second Crach. It's basically the same as if you Heatwaved our Crach, though. Actually, it's not, because Fuchsia's amazing on any card. On any card. But we actually have a good hand here. King Bran would have been pretty nice, because we had a bunch of overkill damage round 1. He'd be worth like probably 13 or 14 points. So yeah, there's the Incubus, but we denied him the massive boost on the Self-Eater he wanted. Still is worth 8 points, though. We'll play Black Hand. Again, this guy's not very smart. I mean, no offense to him, but this wasn't a very well-played game. He should have played his Koshchey. He got his leader charge blood up for no reason, and he should have played this melee. He picked the card he gave us. He should not have played it melee. It should have gone range so we don't get the ability. And by us getting that ability, we got an extra point, and then he had to kill it to stop getting more value. So he lost 2 points on that play, and that will cost him the game, actually. This should have been a draw. Well, we should have lost, but he messed it up. So Pirates is a pretty good deck. I like it. It has really good point slam with discard and stuff, and Crach is such a hard carry for a long round. People will Heatwave your Crachs, you can't replay them, that's annoying, but you have other good targets for Fuchsia if that happens, and we the defender try and prevent that. The interesting thing about the deck is it can play both control, but mainly point slam. But the thing about its control is its control relies on Crach, so that's really where your control comes from. You could put in more control if you want. Outside of that, you just have like Coral damage, and then the one Squirtle and Terror of the Seas. They're both very good damage cards, because they both end up hitting for a whole bunch. Squirtle ends up at 6 round 3. Terror of the Seas, you can end up like 13 or 14 and just kill anything. Very good. Saw it last game where I killed the She Who Knows. But the deck's pretty strong. You saw it in the games here. This is what I ended up climbing to pro rank with, and that was a couple days ago. But I waited till now to make the deck video, because I wanted to get some more experience with Pirates. Pirates is a new deck. Not new, but it's actually new for being like good. So I wanted to play more games with it, unlike something like what we were playing last week, like Soldiers or something. If I make a Soldier video, I played a whole bunch of Soldiers games in the past. Don't need to play a whole bunch of games to like get a grasp on the deck. But this, we did play a bunch of games. Pretty strong. I really like it. You're a little weak to Heatwave because you lose your Crach, which is annoying. But in a meta of heavy control, this deck is really good. You have armor on stuff for free, which blocks damage. You have a lot of point slam, which is the enemy of the control stuff. And you just have a solid deck. It's really nice how it deals with both the extremes, right? Heavy control you deal with naturally, just by having point slam and armor. And then engine decks you deal with naturally as well, by them not having an answer to Crach. So if they're greedy engine decks, they can't answer Crach, and then Crach just blows away all their engines. It's really nice how it all works together, and I quite like the deck. As far as changes, these top end cards, I would just say keep them. The only thing you really want, because you're going to play Devotion for Squirtle, because Squirtle is so strong with King Bran, is you might play an Arnagod. I wouldn't do it. You would want to play that in Battle Trance. Like, I've seen people doing it. I'm not seeing it. He's not a pirate. He doesn't gain armor. I don't know what's up with that. Whoever did that. Sorry. But yeah, this is pretty much the deck. Sucrose is an option. Not a big fan of the option, honestly. And the only other card you might think about is if you want movement, Hammond's not bad. He is a pirate, so he has that going for him. But he costs 8 provisions, and that's kind of hard to fit in here. And the last thing to mention here is you could go for less discard and go for the raiding fleet. So maybe you want to cut Burna and then put in raiding fleet and boost the provision. Maybe slip in instead of the on-crate raiders, a Gigascorpion decoction for more control, and warship / corsair for a what's it called? Cutting slash. So those are some options you could put in if you want more control in the deck. I liked it how it was. It worked out pretty well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Sorry about losing out those couple points game 1. First game of the day, warm-up. Recorded this pretty early. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.